snip artist, it's Lydia and welcome back. It's fall and we are ready for some more fall projects. We are going to be using leaves from outside and we are going to be using a toothbrush. And the name of this project is Fall Toothbrush, which is very simple. So before we start, I just wanted to tell you to wear something that you're not going to be sad if you get dirty with your paints, because we're going to be using a toothbrush to spray the paint on your paper. So just make sure you're not wearing your really favorite clothes, okay? So let me get started. I wanted to show you. It's going to look like something like this. So what I want you to do, I want to encourage you to go outside and pick up the leaves, and any leaves you like. It's going to be more a matter of shape than color. So it doesn't matter the color, it matters the shape. So I have these two. I actually have one more here, the small one. I don't know where it is now, but I'm going to be using these two, okay? So you can use watercolors or you can use acrylic paints, whichever you want. But if you use acrylic paints, you need to use more water in your paint. When you put the paint on the palette, you need to add more water, so it's more like kind of a watercolor feeling, right? So we're gonna start. I'm first gonna start painting my background. So here I painted the background, and I use watercolors to paint the background, and then I also use watercolors to spray around the leaf. But as I said, you can use acrylic paints as well if you want. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna paint the background very, very light. So you don't have to paint the background. This is only a choice. But if you want a whole painting to be painted, to be in colors, definitely use your watercolors to do so, to do the background. So I'm going to use a lot of water, and as a fall color, so I'm going to use brown. I'm using brown, and then I'm going to use some yellow. I'm going to spread it all out. So I'm going to use only these two colors. So see, this is going to be very, very, very light. Now I don't want to do anything else here because this is only my background, okay? So now I'm going to use paper towel to tap just to get rid of the excess of paint. Because as I said, I don't want too much paint, and I definitely don't want to go into the details here. So I just want to have something light here, okay? If your painting is folding in different directions, you can just take it and gently fold it back. Okay, so this is already dry, and I can continue with my leaves. So I'm going to take this leaf. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to dip it in water. I'm going to dip it in water just to kind of soften it a little bit. And then I'm going to just dry it a little bit on paper towel. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to try to press it down. So don't worry, it's not going to move. I'm just going to leave it here. So I'm not planning to touch this. I'm just going to be using my toothbrush now. And I'm going to be spraying around this leaf. But as I'm doing so, I'm going to put this one under, because I'm going to be spraying lots of paint, and then I don't want this to be in a shadow later. Okay. Do the same thing. So now I'm going to dip my toothbrush. I'm going to take some water. So I'm going to use toothbrush is the same way I would use a brush. to paint with watercolors, okay? So I'm gonna do this, dip it in water. And then I'm gonna take some paint. I'm gonna take some orange brown, something in between. I'm gonna start spraying. So I'm holding a toothbrush here and I'm using my thumb. Okay, I'm using my thumb and I'm going upwards. Okay, I'm going from down up like this, because this is what's gonna bring the paint on the paper. Okay, so I only have so much on my toothbrush. I'm gonna dry it a little bit. And I'm gonna take more paint. This time I'm gonna take something different. I'm gonna take more brown now. This is a little slightly different color, but very similar to this one. So I'm painting around the other leaf as well now. So I want to try to spray this paint around the leaf as much as possible, because once I take the leaves off, I want them to be exposed. I want to have like those nice, really sharp edges. Okay, now I'm gonna take some green. So what I'm doing, I'm basically putting a toothbrush. So I'm treating it as a paintbrush. I'm putting toothbrush into my watercolors. Okay. You can put more water on the brush if you want, because when you do that, you're gonna have like a little strings of spray, which I'm gonna show you. See? Little strings, and you also have a bigger spot. Okay. I'm gonna have some yellow here. Actually, first I'm gonna do some orange, and then yellow. Okay, and the last color I'm gonna add is yellow. Okay. I'm gonna put this yellow everywhere, on the edges, around the leaf. And I can continue doing this, but I don't want to overdo it. I want it to be still. I want you to still be able to see the spray of colors, and I think we have enough for when I remove the leaves. I think you have enough for the edges, and the leaves are going to be exposed. There it is. So if you want, you can leave it like this. But if you want, you can take a brush. You can take a little bit of paint. You can just paint a little bit in the middle. Okay? So I'm just doing a leaf, like a little skeleton of leaf. Okay, so this is it. This is a fall toothbrush, and I hope you had fun. And I'm so excited to hear from you how much fun you had with this project, and I'm really excited to see the projects you're going to be doing. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.